Peace, what's going on, world? It's your boy Phurious Stiles, G Joint Productions, here today. Couch Talk. Peace.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's good, man? If you don't know, just know this your main man, House, and this is another episode of Couch Talk. Today, got a very, very good close friend of mine's homeboy,
Ooh.
real dope dude, real
Oh, yeah.
smart dude. I'm talking about intelligent. He probably know who wrote the dictionary because he probably helped him. But introducing today my main man, Phurious Stiles.
Peace.
How you doing,
House.
man?
What's up, bro? Yeah, we go back. I'm talking about high school.
For
Like
sure.
2007, 2006.
Yeah, way
Booker
back.
T, state
For
champion
sure,
days.
man. How you doing, man?
Life is good, sir.
Okay.
Life is pleasant. Growing. Kind of going back, not even jumping forward, but just going
Yeah.
back, man. I'm reflecting back. Those that don't know, House gave me my first opportunity to feature on a project. So kind of thinking back from then to where it was then to even where I am now, just the growth and progress. And you, ironically, have been there the whole time,
No,
like the whole way.
no, I gave you first.
New
What?
Virginia was my first feature.
No.
Yes.
Nah,
Yes,
man,
it
because you
was.
had already been doing projects and stuff.
I did my whole first project was completely solo.
Oh, that's crazy. You
After
tell
I
me.
released it, you
No.
hit me and was like, "Hey, I got
That's
this."
Hey, yo, that's
Yeah.
crazy because I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I had Pete, you was getting into music, I was like,
Yeah.
ain't my boy there going, let me hit him up. And then, I ain't know that, dog. I thought you had already been, that's crazy.
So legit when I say from the jump, and then of course Rasta Monster came. You featured on it.
Yeah, you
Boom.
let me mess that whole project up,
Nah.
y'all. He let me mess it up, that lazy ass feature of myself, man. I can say it. You know what I'm saying? But I got him on the next one, believe that.
Peace. And
That's
then
crazy.
now with Couch Talk, just as you say, he's extended. And that's one of the things about House, even from back in the day. I've been the same size, literally.
Dog, he had, no.
So imagine me, but he always even took me in, even then, like classes, bulletproof wallets, Ghostface Killer. Like,
Come on, man. Come
I
on,
thought I was
man.
the only one who was listening to Ghost at Booker T. And House come in and talking about it. So, like I said, we've been connecting since
That's
early
crazy.
2000s. So it's been love the whole time. Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy, man. That's crazy because I feel, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, sit down. Interview over, y'all. He done told y'all everything. It's like, no. But speaking of going back, let's go back. You good in here, the temperature, everything? Cause I'm low key. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You can feel it. It's a little warm.
All right, hey y'all, give me 1
Yeah.
second. Y'all know I do what I want. This is me. I done knocked down. My bad.
You
I pick it
good?
up.
Peace.
Try to let some air in or something. Cause this is definitely oh hell no. I ain't mean to do that, y'all. Forgive me. Y'all be alright. I edit it. Hopefully the air come in and there it gone. Cause it is a little warm. God dang it, House. Like he said, he been that size. I wish I could get down. I'm trying to drop down and get some air. But yeah, going back, man. Originally, where you from?
Well, I was born in Richmond.
Okay.
But that was like for 4 months of life.
Damn.
And then I raised in Norfolk, Ingleside.
Ingleside,
Yeah.
shout out to Ingleside and everybody out there.
Yeah. Then I spent a good part as well in the Northview area.
Okay.
So like that Coleman
5
Place,
Point. Oh, right.
Northview, right? Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah, I
a
know what you're
garden
talking
area.
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
What school you went to? I always ask people that. I know, but I always ask.
So Ingleside Elementary. Then I went to Lake Taylor Middle.
All right.
Then Booker T
Okay.
for high school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Yeah,
That's where
man.
we met in Booker T,
Yeah,
man. Damn.
Cynthia J. Watson.
Yeah, hey, shout
Controlling
out
that
to
school,
Watson,
yo.
man, cause I wouldn't have got my diploma off
Yo,
her.
straight up.
I ain't gonna lie to you. She looked out for me, gave me a grant to go to night school, paid for it and everything. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a year later because I was running around doing what I do, but got that. So, Yeah, let's touch bases on that Booker T days, man.
Dude, you mean the Rockaware jeans
Yeah,
and
man.
or black label or black
Black
label
Label, Rockawell, the dead
the jean
on
checks. You
oh
remember
yeah,
them
the
jean checks,
Jabot
bro?
jeans. Oh yeah, I definitely, man, cause I used to be roughing that junk,
Ah
man.
man,
Dang, the
Miss Lori
throwback
class,
jerseys. Oh
Miss
yeah.
Lori.
Shout out to Lori,
Yeah,
man. Lori cool as hell, man. I don't even damn.
it's crazy. Of course, I'm in the school system now. It's a completely different world.
See?
Completely different world.
Duh.
Like it's not the same. It's
Duh.
not.
No, no, y'all think I be welling. I be linked in. What does don't say?
Oh, husband being a teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the fit? Oh, it. Okay. So I'll put it this way. And again, it's no political or anything
Right,
that
right.
nature. But on my way to work the other day on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, they did kind of that brief newscast, and they talked about Glenn Youngkin during the General Assembly,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of the damage that COVID has done
Right.
to the minds, of the
Right.
kids and what they're able to process.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. Like it's just the simple things that we take for granted in school.
Yeah.
Um, their mind is not developed enough yet to even really appreciate or enjoy the things. So of course, hindsight 2020, it would have been better for the students to have started where they had left off because it's just certain fundamental things that they were missing that were missed in those 2 years that they honestly just didn't get behind
Wow.
the computer screen. So, just certain logic,
Yeah. So
you kind of just see it and it's like, man, how do you go back and change that with everything that you have to do?
yeah,
Yeah,
especially
it's crazy.
today, man, there's so many different hidden agendas and this and that, and then you got the LGQB, whatever, you got that. Then now they got a Satanist club out now for the schools, and I'm like,
You have to be encompassing, like you have to be aware. And that's really what it is, awareness of today's time. Um, the 2000s era, when we went in, it is a much different time. The
yeah,
things that
for
they're
sure.
dealing with, we didn't. I'll give you an example. My first girlfriend, I was 15.
Right.
They've been in multiple
By that
relationships in
age,
middle
yeah,
school, 12, 11,
yeah,
12 years old. And it's like, huh? Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah, for
so
real.
it's just stuff that we didn't deal with, that they have to deal with. And then it's up to us as adults to be
Yeah,
aware of it and be understanding, but then also, being able to speak from our experiences.
yeah.
And that's key. You can't hide your experiences, but you got to be careful with sharing your experiences too.
Oh yeah,
And
for
whoo,
sure, for sure. Cause they mess around, they be like,
yep.
yeah, I'm listening. Next thing you know, come down to the like,
Exactly.
what?
Yeah. So it's really a fine line, in what you are able to share, and then also like, okay, this is what I have to do as a teacher.
Yeah, so now you being in the teacher from the student role, you kind of understand some
Dude,
teachers more now.
bruh. In fact, me and my cousin, she's an educator up
Right.
in the DC area, and it's just certain things that we heard
Mm-hmm.
younger that we were like, man, we would not or ever say or feel. And it's
Right.
like being there now is like,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and it isn't even a bad thing, but it's you're able to see it. You're just able to see it.
Reality
And
check.
it's just one of the things you have to experience. I used to be a truck driver, and there were just things I had to experience as a truck driver.
What kind of trucks you driving?
I was a Class B CDL.
Damn, boy,
So
goddamn.
I used to deliver ice cream for Hershey's Creamery.
Okay.
That was the coolest.
That's what in Petersburg is?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, the main factories in
Yeah.
Richmond. So when I say that, some people think it's like the ice cream man throughout. Like, nah,
Nah,
it's,
this
it's
is the real deal. What y'all getting
yeah,
in the stores?
yeah. Outer Banks, North Carolina, like that entire
Nah,
tourist area. That ice cream comes from us. Well, came from us.
the company you work for. Yeah.
So waking up 3 o'clock in the morning to drive down there because you really got to be delivering by 6. Because if you're behind on that one street,
Man.
like it's a wrap. Like your whole day is over. So it's really about time management doing that. So it's just certain things you just would have never thought you had to do as a truck driver.
Yeah, I can't lie.
And that goes into teaching. It's just certain things you never think you would
Yeah,
encounter,
yeah.
experience, hear, see, bear witness, have to write up, have to teach through until you're in the position. And like I say, kids are like people are different. So what
No.
I'm experiencing is different than what the Mr. Bonners, Miss MPs were
Yeah,
experiencing.
shout out MP,
You know,
man.
I've learned so much from them. But the crazy part, there's things that they were able to do that we aren't able to do now.
Nah, for sure. For sure, for sure. Cause they
Yeah.
was thugged out in Booker T.
Yeah,
I
like
ain't
it's
gonna lie
just
to you.
things. And of course, you know, it's training for it, but it's like, man, you could kind of see where that would probably help in some
Yeah.
situations. But it's
Yeah,
like,
but the way
can't do that. You know what I
society and
mean?
everything is now, it's like
Yeah. So,
you're wrong. So
yeah.
okay, so dang.
But I love it.
Yeah, nah,
Oh my
they say
goodness.
the connection with the kids and that and you know, like you just said her name a plethora of teachers and stuff, so that plants a seed in kids' minds,
It
like, dang, I
does.
remember who was damn, she was all right, and this was like, yeah,
Hmm.
so you in that role now, you know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
I'm the teacher that everyone comes to, like all the students come to. I think I had the highest percentage of students that aren't my
What
students.
you like, high school, middle school?
Middle.
Okay,
Seventh grade.
got
Oh, let me tell you the story. Very funny.
you.
So the reason that I decided to do seventh grade, I say it's the puberty year,
Right.
especially for young men. And I
Yeah.
really feel like that year is very impressionable.
Yeah.
And last year, I think that was my very first year teaching. So I was really like sink or swim. So I didn't really notice much. I was just trying to
Right.
figure stuff out. This year, I'm well more experienced. But I have one particular student, and I'm having this conversation with him. It's like Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't.
Right.
And then Monday, he hit puberty over the weekend, basically.
Right.
So he comes in and he's talking, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, and he just conversing. I'm like, sir, like, did you grow up? Did you? Like, you got taller.
Yeah.
And then when he spoke, and I said,
Ooh.
yes.
Hit you with that.
And then I
Yeah.
go, it's happening.
Yeah.
It happened. And he has
Yeah.
no idea what I'm talking about. Face off. And I'm like, ooh, I say, welcome, welcome. I say, you'll see, you'll get it. You're welcome, welcome. So it was just cool to see it. But it's like, you'd be surprised how they take to you.
Yeah.
When I'm telling stories, I got some guys like their mouth just dropping because it's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Like they
Yeah.
can't believe I was bullied in school.
Right.
Like they can't believe that. And I'm like, yeah, I was picked on, gene checked, all of that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm cool with some of my bullies now.
Nah, I wasn't no bully.
Nah,
You
this is
can't
the
say
OG right
I
here.
was never a
This is
bully.
OG right here.
I always
But
showed love for sure.
I'm cool with some of them now. You know, it's cool how things come around. And I try to tell that to them, you know, because they deal with bullying in the high school and middle schools. It's much worse than what we dealt with.
Yeah.
Man, the fights. Whew. Oh my God. You walk into the bathroom and they just going at it.
Yeah.
And they have ways of fighting now. And it's real strategic. Like what they do is they'll slap box each other to keep the volume down.
Yeah.
So like they just in there going.
Smacking.
Yeah, like it'd be real simple stuff. It's like, yeah, you could tell you're 12.
Yeah, dog. Shout out to my boy Dave,
Ah,
man. We used to slap box our pop plays for blocks and blocks and blocks. But
man.
yeah, man.
But it's crazy now because we could do slap boxing, we could do bloody knuckles. You remember bloody knuckles?
Yeah.
They'll do it. Somebody do it too hard, and then everybody start fighting. It's like 6, 7 people fighting. So it's like, oh my goodness, how simple. Like you can see the difference, but then you can see the immaturity. It's like, man,
For
we really
sure.
have some work to do
Yeah.
because even emotionally, like the things that they fight over. You know, it's really like, it's very
With it.
triggering. You can see it. It's like, man, we really got to do some work with the emotions of our young people
Yeah.
because they losing their life over it. And that's really what it boils
It's
down
damn
to.
near like
Yeah.
a prison mentality. Like
Mm-hmm.
you it's bigger stuff. Y'all not locked up. Y'all fighting over a food, a drink, or this and that. Simple small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody bump you and you ready to go get a gun. Like, come on, man.
Dude, it happens. And it's unfortunate because the parents, and this no, it's no, but
Yeah.
it's you kind of see, and I can speak from our particular generation. You kind of can see now where the deficiencies, especially if someone has not taken the steps to just heal themselves, like even
Yeah.
realize that maybe there's something not 100% right,
Yeah.
because it then comes out in their offspring.
Man.
I
Say that.
have I have students whose parents are my age, so it's like
Yeah.
they had their kid probably when we was seniors
Right.
in high school because my students they're '08, '09.
Gotcha.
And it's like,
Yeah. It's
yeah, bro. So like our generation, y'all, I know y'all listening. Look, take that word, like because it does
for
come out,
real. For real.
and the teachers aren't as strong. Not that they aren't, but I'll put it this way: that we have to put up with things that our teachers didn't have to.
Yeah.
Not that our teachers didn't have a lot to deal with,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the things that we
But
have to deal
now
with
it's
now.
totally
You feel
different.
me? In fact, I have a mentor who had to step away because a student called him the N word.
Oh
And he
yeah.
said, Mr. Green, he said, and he's 66. He said, I've
Yeah.
fought people.
For that.
He said, I'm retired military. I've had people use that. And he said, it took
Yeah.
everything in me not to drag that student out. And he said, I'd much rather just leave
Damn.
than, have to deal with that. And it's very unfortunate because the school system is losing
A
the good,
lot
the
of
good,
the
good
jewels, the
teachers, you know?
gems, man, the diamonds, they
To
walking
make sure
away.
we don't beat up the
Exactly.
students, and because ultimately we'll lose the case.
Yeah.
Because we're the adult in the room.
And it's crazy because it's like you got a lot of people that want to be teachers and do it, but then again, it's like you really gotta have it. Got to be more than the money.
Oh man.
You really gotta have the heart for that because they don't pay these teachers enough to deal with people, kids, and the problems they bring with them, and
Hmm.
they don't even have nobody backing y'all half the time for like the boost up. Be like, look, we need this, we need to do this. With damn, what about this? Like, let's go build a casino. Forget them teachers. You know what I'm saying? Let's tear down the hood. Let's build a new community. We ain't worry about them teachers. They'll be there like slaving. Like, nah, y'all losing a lot of good people, man.
One thing I can say, shout out Suffolk Public Schools. They have taken great measures, to take care of the teachers. In fact, if you were to look nationally, Suffolk Public Schools is third as far as pay.
That's well, yeah. Suffolk still building up too. I ain't gonna
You
front.
know, so you have to be, again, it goes back to being aware.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't know until maybe about a year ago was how low the pay scale is around the nation. And again, like just as you said, you're going to lose them if you aren't taking care of them. So even administration and those out there, go to bat, for the teachers. And again, I'm fortunate, with Suffolk Public Schools because I wasn't aware of how bad it was until I really started seeing because of how well they take care of us. Of
Right.
course, there's things that could be always be better.
Of course.
But when you look at some of these news articles, of what some other school districts are facing, is like, man, shout out Dr. Gordon, because he go to bat. He making sure, we have the security systems and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the Booker T days. You remember?
Man, what? Come on, man.
Random inspections from day one. Like they would pick a bus first day, take you to the gym, boom. And then just throughout the day, they were just pulling classrooms. And it was every day. So although it was random inspections, we knew
But
it's
yeah,
only so amount of
these
time,
were
some
cops and the police and dogs in the
yeah.
school and sniffing out
And we would
lockers
hear it.
and
Like we could hear it in the home.
yeah,
And granted, you don't want that now, but it's like, man, there's just things we didn't worry about because you knew there was a good possibility.
you might yeah.
And you remember Mr. Boyd, the
Hey
OG?
yo, man, you would
They
have thought
put
he was a
fear. Like,
boy.
yeah.
You man, boy. Then what? Pollard. Then
Yo,
go man.
it's a
Piloting
different
boys,
time, you
dog.
know,
Yeah.
different time. That security, it was almost like they were actual police.
And that's funny because we did have real police in there. I don't know the big dude name. He
Oh,
looked like
yes.
Family Matters daddy, like Winslow, but he had hair. And then the biggest thing out there, he ain't chasing nobody down. He ain't stopping nothing. I just skipped left off. He chased me on the go kart. Be like, you got class? I'm like, nah,
You
skipping
know,
like a
I do
mug.
remember that now.
Dog. But
Ah,
the security guards, they
yeah,
was on
it
you
was
for
another,
real.
yep, another
Pilot and
thing.
boy, yeah, we gonna give you.
Yes.
Yeah, they took their
That whistle
job
came out, them
too
hall sweeps
serious.
came.
Yeah.
You remember Mr. White outside talking about walkers walk,
Oh
runners run.
yeah.
But again, when
Hey,
that hall sweep came, he came through like you knew it was time to go.
dog, for real.
That respect, that level of respect is not there, and you know it's like what happened because coming from our era is when we're a lot of the younger teachers, we're having a rough time because again it's like, man, was it this bad when we were like,
Yeah,
did we put our teachers through this much when we were in
man.
school?
I think, I think we did, but
Me
not
too.
like that. But not like in the sense of it is now. Cause
Yeah.
back then, you a teacher or an adult could talk to you. He go, hey,
Mm-hmm.
yo, what you doing? You ain't supposed to be skipping go to class. You might go to class or you might skip the other way. But now you like, nigga, what? Nigga,
Basically.
what you talking to? Man, like
Yeah, it's a
it's like
check.
it's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's worse now. And it's gonna only continue to get worse if they don't change or give these kids something to do.
It does. Speaking of things to do, shout out DJ Scandalous Hot 91, NSU. He's been a blessing, you know, towards even myself. We had a school dance, seventh grade
Okay.
school dance. And when I tell you the joy on their faces that we were actually able to do something, it wasn't canceled.
Right.
You know, we've had instances, you know, where there have been a lot of fights and we just didn't know if we were going to be able to do it, you
Right.
know, with behaviors. And when I tell you, just thankful, you know, that things worked out the way they did and to see them happy, you know, for a
Yeah,
change and not,
exactly,
you
man.
know, fussing. It was and you remember for a period of time, people ain't dance, like kids ain't.
Yeah.
Yo, they was getting it. Like they was
Hey.
dancing, they was sweating. It was kind of cool to sit back and watch. And it's like there's still a glimpse of hope. You know, there's still
Yeah.
opportunities, and just like you say, it's about giving them, you know,
That's
things
it,
to do.
man. That's it.
Volunteering.
Yeah.
You know, us of our age, you know, we can think back to, you know, the rec centers and think about the people
Yeah,
that are at the rec
man.
centers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all, you know, it's us that need to be the ones
Now.
providing that now.
Right, right.
So the reason that we don't have it is because a lot of
We
us
ain't
aren't
doing it.
producing it. You know, I
Yeah.
see you doing this. It's like you're giving opportunities.
Yeah.
You know,
I definitely want to get into the schools though, man. I've been thinking about that. Like I gotta stop saying it. I just gotta go do it. I wanna go to I'm from Young Park. I wanna go to the school and go talk to the principal and be like, yo, what can I do to help? You know what I'm saying? Like
whew,
even if it's just a pizza day or something, or just let me, if I gotta rent some floating bounce house or something, like let me do something to get them, cause there's nothing for them to do. Like they done took, I'm from your part. They took the basketball court that's gone. They knocking down junk. Then the hood is so everybody from everywhere there. So when they come, they bring their problems and they beefs there. So it's like the kids ain't even kids no more. They
different
just,
time.
you
Yeah,
know
man.
what I'm
It's
saying?
it's unfortunate. And just like you said it, like that. About 10 years ago, I used to do what's called the camp. They used to do a sports and arts camp in the summer for about a
Right.
week, right in Young's Park. And like you said, you know, kind of seeing even from there to where it is now, the abandonment myth.
Yeah.
Even though there's still people there, it's like the spirit, the
Yeah,
energy of
dog,
it.
it's a whole
Yeah,
different. It ain't the same,
and
man.
it's very unfortunate because you know where do the people go? Where do you go? And then the mentalities
Yeah.
is
And
like
it's
fending for themselves.
that's it. It's to the
The
point
babies.
where don't nobody is just like the hell with them.
Yeah.
Let them figure it out. Like nah, dog. I remember we used to have like hood people. I'm talking about hustlers. Everybody, if you know, you know. They'll come in the school have donut day or something.
Yeah.
The little Krispy Kreme donut. So they might order Chanelo's pizza and we in the gym and we get to play with the parachute and this and there's just a little something where we can just be kids. But it's now it's just like the hell
Yeah.
with them. That's what I'm saying. But like you said, it's gonna take people of our age now that came up like that to produce it and do something.
Oh yeah, you see the need. If you see the need, go ahead, fill it in.
That's it.
Okay, ain't nobody else gonna do it.
Nah, they not. They
In
not.
fact,
They
the
not.
people that were doing it, many of them have become ancestors. You know, they've
Yeah,
transitioned a lot. That's
yeah.
why a lot of times you think of the candy ladies. You know, from them, they're no longer here.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
where you could go to their house and not worry.
Yeah,
Now you
about
go
some
to
weird
someone's
junk.
house is like, don't go there. Like, do not.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's so man.
you feel me? Like it's a different
Yeah.
time, and you know one thing I thoroughly enjoy. Again, I said earlier, I'm that classroom that all the students come to.
Right.
I enjoy being able to provide that sense of safety for the kids because when I tell you they come with their problems and vent and they tell you all the business and it's like, oh my goodness, like
Yeah.
you deal with that on a daily basis, and
Right.
they tell you, Mr. Green, I don't want to fight. Like, can I just come in here? Like, and I make deals with them. I say, okay, listen, you need to bring me a great report. As
Mm-hmm.
long as all of your work is completed and you have a pass from your teacher, come on.
Right.
You know, and it never, I was like a revolving door, you know, just various students that's like, hey, Mr. Green, here's my grades. You know, here, can
Yeah.
I come on in? I'm like, come on here. You
Yeah.
know, so, you know, providing a safe space. Um, I do what's called the junior Toastmaster, and
Mm-hmm.
that's public speaking, you know, for the youth.
Right.
You know, just teaching them the confidence to get up and speak in front of the class. A lot of them, you know, they are so nervous getting up
Man.
to talk,
Yeah.
but they find confidence in one seeing me do it, and you know, I rhyme. Like I'll get up and just start
Yeah.
rhyming in the classroom, and when I say they are at awe about it, and I get them to come up and say, "Well, you don't have to do it by memory, but write something and just recite it
Yeah.
in front of the class."
Exactly.
But just that type of confidence, and then I have
Yeah, that's
students like, "Mr.
definitely.
Green, I want to be a lawyer. No, I
Right.
want to be a lawyer. I want to be a debater. There's something you could do in life where you could debate." Like they have these types of conversations. And there's a gentleman, I call him Aquaman. He's out in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We did it on the podcast.
Right.
But he said that exposure leads to expansion.
Mm.
Um, and again, a lot of what our youth is missing is being exposed to the right things. The right
Right. The right
things.
things. Yeah.
So again, it comes again to us, you know, myself, yourself, that have these different gifts, these talents. A lot of them just don't know that it's out there to do. You know, I have a young gentleman I'm mentoring. Oh, Sharp. He
Mm-hmm.
graduated early. I'm a part of the Hampton Roads Committee of 200 plus men. I mentor him through there. He's teaching me to play chess. Like I started back in the day, but I
Right.
never, you know.
Yeah.
But 18-year-old is teaching a 32-year-old. But what that should let you know that even the young generation got something to teach you. Like
Yeah, for sure.
it's
For
hand in hand.
sure.
So you give it to them, they'll give right back to you. In fact, they'll be able to show you some of the things that you're technically mastering, and they'll show you better ways to do what you're already doing well.
Exactly.
So,
Especially.
brothers, like fellas, each one teach one. Go out, like even if it's just one. Like you see a young brother, trust me, they'll listen to you. They'll be, yo, yeah. So be out, get out there, give them something to do. Cause you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed just what shedding some light.
Yeah.
So young brother could do. That's why we here.
Yeah,
You know, we could
definitely.
think back right now and think of some OGs that imparted some wisdom. You know,
Yeah.
to us right now.
Yeah. Definitely, man.
Tough
Damn.
love, all that. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure, for
yeah.
sure. But it was a respect. It was a respect. So it was like, damn, that's coming from them. I'm respect that. I ain't even go test it or question it.
All Coach Stepney, back in the day,
Ah,
Coach Jacobs, shoot, Mr. Bonner, Mr. Williams.
man.
Ah.
Is who else, man?
Coach
Who else?
Wilson. Ah.
See, I skipped so much I can't even remember a lot of names. I ain't gonna lie to you. Damn, Miss Haywood. It was an art teacher.
Yo,
Lori,
they there.
dang, what was the class? He was like a tennis or a volleyball coach.
Oh, snap.
What's his name? They gave him a
Oh,
class. It
ooh,
started with
ooh.
an S, don't it? Or Mr. Something. What is his name, dog? Everybody's love that
Yes,
class.
yes, yes.
Cause they had the computers in there and they had like the little recording junk in the back. What
I
was his?
forget. I'm forgetting right now. I'm forgetting,
I can't
but
even think,
yeah.
but him, like, he was cool. Shern, Mr. Shern,
Yes.
Mr. Shern,
Yes.
Mr. Shern. Yeah. I don't even
Ooh.
know. I think they was at a
Ooh.
shortage for teachers or something. They just gave him that class because he was
It,
a coach.
and it's funny because now in being a teacher, I see exactly how.
Yeah.
But and it's crazy. But watch this. That's also a ploy for gentlemen. There is a need for you in the school system to teach. Oh man, because watch this. I'm the only with my mentor leaving. I'm the only male teacher on my hallway now. On my hallway. In fact,
That's
you know, my
crazy.
seventh grade. There's 3 hallways.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them on the main hallway.
Mm.
I'm one on one hallway, and there's no male teachers on the other hallway.
Oh
Those
yeah.
are a total of 3 male teachers on the seventh grade in the 7th grade. Fellas, we
Yeah.
need you. They're making ways. They are,
Yeah, for sure.
of course, they can't lower the standard, but providing different avenues to get in.
Yeah.
So we need you. If y'all listening, if you trying to find a way, like, what's my purpose? Consider teaching. Especially if you want to feel important. If you really want to feel needed, teaching is the way to go. If you got the patience. Now, of course, be
Yeah.
real. Like,
Yeah.
be real with yourself. Like, can you deal with being around teenagers? And be true for that. But if you got it in you, from brother to brother, I need you. I need you. But we all need you. Them young fellas, trust me, they need you. Cause they don't have nobody. Like, they'll tell you stories. Both parents are already deceased in middle school. Like, like they already, yeah. And when my OG left, he left, they was hurt. Cause it's like, yo,
Yeah. Damn. What?
like
Damn. He just
they asking
gone.
me, Mr.
Like.
Green, you're not gonna leave next, are you? Like,
Man.
and kind of seeing the urgency when they're asking the question. It's like they need us. So yeah, the shorties, they need us. Yeah.
For sure. Damn. I definitely I gotta stop saying that. Just go and go holler at these principals and see what little role I can do, if anything.
Shoot, watch this. If you don't mind the trip to Suffolk, because I've been given the reins of our male mentoring group.
Word.
You know, so I'd love to have you.
Hey, you gotta dig on. We gotta talk about
Yeah,
it.
man.
Dig on put that together,
Yeah,
cause I got a whole bunch of junk in me that I need to bring out, man.
by
And
all means.
I'm the
Yeah.
quiet shy one, but I got something to say sometimes. You know what I'm
Peace,
saying? I
bro.
know how to reach people the best I can. You know what I'm saying? But I do see myself doing something like some. I ain't gonna say motivational speaking, but it's something doing with speaking, man. I'm supposed to do something with my voice other than just rap and talk.
Bruh,
I'm supposed to reach somebody or do something with it, you know
dude.
what I'm saying? So,
Life and death. That's where it proceeds from, man. And anytime you speak, man, creation was created
yeah,
with words, and that which created everything is within you. So trust me, as you speak, they're going to respond. That's just how it goes. It's like nothing that we say is null and void. It all has power to carry. So
for sure.
follow it, man. And you know
Yeah.
me, bro.
Oh, yeah,
I got
yeah.
plenty of opportunities.
Hey, yeah. I'm definitely with it because I know at the end of the day, man, when it's all said and done, whenever it's time to go, whatever, I want to be remembered, but in the right way for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? And I
Oh
want
yeah.
to leave a standing mark where it's like I don't want to just get rich and famous and just have everything. That's cool, but that ain't gonna do it for me.
Hmm.
I think helping people always bless me more than just having everything.
That's what true wealth is.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, wealth that's in the legacy. It not only is upward, but then it spans all the way across. So think of it as territory, which your territory is people.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
territory is people. So you're dealing with aspects of creation that have resources beyond. So
Yeah,
as and it's not
definitely.
about the resources, but give and it shall be given.
Yeah.
So you imparting. Look at this. That's what I say. You've been given as long as I've known you, bro. Like,
Hey man,
and
I tried
I
that.
don't believe none of it is null and void. I don't think none of it is in vain. So even into the babies. I got a young guy I mentor. I met him about 2 years ago working at the YMCA.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say the path he's on, he's trailblazer like he does fitness, Omarion Elite Fitness, Jalen, my dude.
Right.
When I say he taking off and trying to seeing his confidence,
Mm-hmm.
and not that I say I take any part, but to see him at 17, he's only 19 now.
Right.
And when I say he has clientele in Florida, Charlotte, Alabama, Atlanta, and like he's actually working these people out, endorsement deals, like actually building this business and brand. And it's like, bro, if you stay on this right path, if you stay on this track,
Yeah.
it's no telling. Like I remember being 19,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like I was not doing, bro, what you're
Yeah.
doing at this age. So listen to me, like I got some wisdom. I made plenty of mistakes. And I see where you are, and I see that you want to do well. Of course, you're going to have your 19-year-old moments. I say, but there is a way to navigate those moments that it doesn't set you back too far.
Right.
I say, but have the mindset to listen. And I say all of that, Creative Most High, he got some people waiting for you. And it's like, once House starts speaking, oh, I'm going to start sending them.
Hey, dog.
Woo.
I'm with it, man, because it's like that for a reason. We all put here for a reason. Like, you got people that you go reach and you supposed to reach. I got a crowd of people I got to reach. And you may have something in you where you pull in others that I can't pull in. Then I can probably pull in others that you can't pull in.
Indeed.
But it's like, we all got our own crowd, but we got to bring what's in us
Oh,
out.
yes.
Like you said, speak. So it's like, I've been knowing that, like you said, you've been knowing me there, going building and trying to do jump, putting together, and it's like, it all start with a thought, then I see it, ponder it, and I get to figuring out like, dang, how can I do this, how can I do that? Then I be like, damn. When I look back, I always try to have something to see the progression. You know what I'm saying? I be like, dang, I remember, go back to the song, I was sitting there in the studio, got the beat, did one song with just me up there. I was like, dang, that junk would be dope if I could do a Virginia mix and get everybody on this junk. A thought. Started reaching out, hitting, oh, dang, yeah, I do it. Oh, there, where, look. Just go to the studio, I got you. There, go, putting it together. I'm like, damn, this junk actually happened. So now I'm like, damn, it'll be dope if we need a platform with Virginia. I want to do something with, I'm tired of all this distance between these. We all know each other, dog. Well, y'all tripping. All right, let's do CoucH Talk. Let's do your own podcast. Start working and figuring out. I'm like, all right, cool, got that now. I'm like, what's next? Because I'm trying to, it's something else, and it's been levels, and I've been seeing it. So, like you said, I got to get out there and then just go for broke. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, watch this. I started music, right? Similar with the thought. In fact, my aunt's passing was the catalyst to me going into music. But I was like, I don't know who or how I'm going to record because I had no experience. And then from the thought, I was blessed with a producer. Shout out Geller. Geller, he overseas OG UK. And when even just with that, seeing his progression, we had a conversation the other day, and he's like, I went back and listened to the Souls of Vern project because he did the whole project for
That
me. He
was
says,
2021.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, it almost sounds better today than it did then, just listening to the words.
Hey, go. No, I don't want to cut you off. What I was about to say, I would listen because, of course, we had to do interview and junk. So I was like, dang, let me backtrack so I can refresh. And I was listening to the first one. I was like, and even you said on the intro, you was like, something about the first project is
Oh,
the
yeah.
something. And I was
Why the
like,
first project's always sold out. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, listening to it, I was like, damn, this kind of sound fresh. Like, listening to it. And it's funny that you said that, but yeah, go.
Dude, it's funny how. So, Hands of Time was the very first song that I wrote, recorded, boom. In fact, that's the only single that has a video on that EP.
Right.
Now, this is how crazy things are. Rest in peace, Military Circle Mall.
Yeah,
A staple in
man.
our community.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has since I recorded there, but that's probably one of the last times you could see Military Circle Mall in a music video. In my Hands of Time video, go back and look at it. I record that video there. Also
Okay.
at the African store,
Yep.
African bookshop.
Mm-hmm.
So hands of time. It's funny how things progress, and now that mall doesn't even exist for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but going back to the progression of how it starts with the thought, then a studio. Shout out, it's whatever music, L100, my guy,
Yep.
dopest engineer that I've had the opportunity to work with. And when I say he's able to work and master that music like no other. And then that first project, was then released. Second project comes along. I say, man, now it would be nice to be having some features,
Right.
on it. And then House like, yeah, come on, let me know. And I mean, he came through traffic.
Oh
House
yeah.
came through traffic, to lay that verse. That's why I appreciate him for it.
But I still hate that verse. That's just me being me, y'all.
But it went from an EP to an album, full length album. And then from there, I was like, man, I would love to have an actual record label to produce some artist project.
Mm-hmm.
Katie the Queen, who was on the Hall of My Eye track, she then releases her first single under G Joint Productions, Dance. And then 6 months later, her project, The Crossover, is released. So, it's getting to that point of, like you say, being able to do something for Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads has a bad rep, has a bad name.
Yeah.
If you're from Hampton Roads, you know.
Savage cities.
We love you, VA.
Yeah.
But instead of complaining,
Yeah.
as you can see, we're trying to provide things and create things through those thoughts, through those things that drop. Those thoughts, they from our universe, they from the creator. They from who we deem to be, supreme. He's making sure that, he provides a way that no one can have an excuse.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
you got a record label sitting here and you have an entire podcast and, like sitting here, like there's avenues and networks right in Hampton Roads,
For
that are
sure.
doing great things, that's
For
doing the work.
sure.
As you can see from the albums and from the fact that this show is on,
Yeah.
we about our business. So that's honestly, that's the heart of Hampton Roads. We was talking about that. It's born here.
Yeah. Hey.
VA, we got it all here.
Nah, for sure.
It's just
It
bringing
just
it together and creating
that's it.
something.
That's it. That's the hardest. And it's like you gotta be in it for the right reasons. Cause some days your energy will be up here, and other days it'll dwindle and be like, I don't give a damn about none of this, and don't even want to do it. But you gotta keep that fight because it only feel like that because you ain't seen it done, and you trying to bring it to life, and nobody else is trying to do that. Nobody's got that mission that you have. So it's like, damn, maybe I'm gonna be the groundbreaker to dig on. And they gonna remember, be like, dang, oh damn, I remember they did this, yeah. And there's a lot of people from here that got the money, the means and everything, but they didn't got what we got. You know what I'm saying? They on a different level. They problems ain't our problems. They thoughts ain't our
Oh yeah,
thoughts.
it's a little
You
bit
feel me?
different.
So it's like while we still in it in the jungle in the midst of it, it's like, damn, I hate seeing this. I don't like this and this and this. They out of country, out of town, out of state. So it's like what they looking at, they view, they like, I love it. But we still got this, so we like, I don't like it. Like I don't like it. The love is still there, but it's just everything watered down.
It is.
And it's like they don't have a lot of outlets here, but we do have a lot of outlets. It's just the fact that Virginia need to be Virginia. You know what I'm saying? When you go other places, they are that. Atlanta is Atlanta. New York is New York. Texas is Texas. Florida is Florida. Virginia is like Atlanta, New York. This. But
It's funny you mentioned that. I was having a conversation a couple months ago, and I was kind of asking that question because he's a DJ and he does black techno.
okay,
Oh, it's dope. Oh, when he gets
okay.
on it. But going forward, shout out Denzel. What's going on, bro? He was breaking down the music. And he says any concentration of black people, they have a distinct sound
Right,
anywhere that you go.
right.
And I was like, well, bro, I got a question. I was like, what is Virginia? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? And he was like, technically, we do have one. He says, but the demographically, even before we get to like the problem is, but demographically, you got to understand, Hampton Roads is a military
Yeah.
areas. So a lot of what we have comes and goes.
Yeah.
Then, of course, with that, you have the division and whatnot.
Yeah.
So the fact that a lot of people don't stay, it kind of distorts. Then you kind of have to go like further up north, Richmond,
Right.
where you get to that go-go,
Yeah.
sound as you're getting towards that. Shout out go-go. My wife loves it. Shout out,
DC and all
DC
that.
area. Oh, when it sounds good, it be rocking. I'm
Hey,
telling you. You need
it'll get you
to.
moving.
Yes.
Shoot.
Mama sauce. You ever had the mama sauce up in
Yeah, I
DC?
had. Yeah, they got it in the stores that like having it fresh from.
Do.
Yeah.
But before I do mama sauce, you remember the small smokes from Chinese restaurant,
Yeah,
Chinese joint?
yeah,
That's a staple here. That's a
yeah.
staple
That
here
shit
in Hampton
classic.
Roads. Yak, that's a staple here.
Oh,
Apparently,
y'all,
I didn't
yeah.
know Yak was a VA.
A
Like,
lot of
yeah, I
people,
didn't
yeah, a
know
lot of
that.
people don't even, yeah, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, I can't even eat y'all no more. I done had
Not
so
no
much in
more.
my life.
Yeah, all
That's a
the
lot of
ketchup
salt.
is, but yo, that's
High
some old
sodium.
school. That's old. That's that OG's. A lot of I drink aloe juice now.
Oh
I guess
yeah.
that's why progress.
Nah, I like
Taking
aloe.
care of health.
Yeah, for
You
sure,
know.
for sure, for sure. You got to, you got some. You got it,
You
for
feel
sure,
me?
cause we
Water.
come with a different.
Straight up. But speaking, like you say, I would love to get to that point again where you can identify. Of course, shout out Chris Brown,
Yeah,
all the legends, Missy,
Timberlands, Memphis, all that.
all of them. Shoot, I remember. I'm gonna take it back. Let me. And very few, you might remember he used to be Military Circle Mall.
Flip McCoy.
Taha, that was the group. They were a local hip hop group, and they used to hand out them CDs. And I just kind of say that because I just remember the
Yeah.
OGs with the music. DMP, is it DMP? Knots, DMP,
Not.
Dirty Music Production. I don't plan to get that up. Oh my God, yo, I remember hearing that back in like 2001, 2002, rec league
Mad
football.
skills.
Yes, those skills. Ah,
Yeah,
like VA has had a lot of talent in music,
man.
and it'd be cool to support. It'll be cool like to have those local legends. Of course, we have them, but you ever notice every group has their local legends in Hampton Roads.
Yeah.
So any you'll have a different top 5, top 10, but it's like
What it
who in Hampton Roads.
is. What it is.
Hold on, shout out Gifted Hands.
Oh yeah,
Gifted.
Gifted, man.
What's
What's
going on?
good,
Taking the
boy?
torch. What's going on, bro? Ah,
Different, dog. He
that's
different, man.
that's for the most. That's almost family. Like even going back, the Gray family we connected to him through church.
Right.
So I just even remember seeing Gifted back in the day, just doing what he
Nah,
does,
man.
like doing what he does. So that that's just a testament to somebody that's just putting in work because he loves to do it.
Yeah, but
So keep
Gifted
supporting.
is,
Yeah.
hey, shout out to man. Gifted different. I
Oh
know he
yeah.
probably don't remember me, but I know it through my boy T. Riffy and G Man and all them.
Oh yeah.
We used to do shows together. Now, being there, you and that animal instinct is like, let me
Exactly.
see who
Yeah.
in here. He got on stage, I was like, who the hell is this dude? And he started spitting. I said, yeah. I say, bruh can go. He can go. And he did go, dog. Salute for
Yeah.
real. He can go, man. Shout out Willie Young too, man.
Yeah.
Basic, all y'all. Rific, Red Records, all y'all, man. It's a lot of like we got it.
Oh yes.
And we that, but
And if they listening, they'll play this back and start networking.
hey,
Everybody, for the most part, and God bless them all. Everyone is still here. I got Keith Winstead, rest in peace. I used to mentor him. He was shot and killed last January, a week after his album dropped. A week after his album dropped, out in Ocean View. So there's a lot of people. Deshaun the Golden Child, that's an OG from back in the day. He was shot and killed down in Carolina. With as much talent as we got, I would love to get to a point where we all feel safe at our shows,
yeah,
performing at our shows. That's where it kind of goes down to. Power by Virginia, Loud Seabrooks, doing this thing, able to bring Spit and Spar. He has those events going on. Love what he's doing. Coco the Plug, doing with the open mics at Jerk Sauce. That was where I did my first performance outside of a church. David Allen, my first performance,
Right.
hip hop performance was at a church, y'all. I say that, you know, when y'all doing y'all music, be diverse. Be diverse. Don't just cuss. Don't just cuss. I
No,
have no
exactly.
problem with it. I use some profanity here and there.
But that's a daggone way to save money too.
You feel
Because when
me?
you get to on these radios, they gonna want a clean version.
Exactly.
If you
Like
just got dirty and it's like, oh yeah, that's hot, but no, we professional. We need a clean version. We can't play them
straight
from
up.
the radio. So be mindful. Sometimes cut costs and write different is a plethora of words you can use other than a cuss word.
Other than
And to give you the something to sum it up, a cuss word 9 times out of 10 ain't nothing but a fill-in word. It's just a thought. It's like, dang, I'm about to change the rhyme scheme up. And then you switch them. You know what I'm saying? It's just a thought. That's it. Put a real word in there. Be diverse. Like, be lyrical. Don't just be spewing out cuss words.
straight. Watch this. In fact, G Joint Productions, we have an EP deal. You know, somebody signed. One of the prerequisites is two of your songs. Let's say if it's like a 7-track deal for the EP, two of them have to be like completely radio clean. Like you have to go single. Like think of a single that you would hear on a
Yes,
radio,
sir.
and that's a requirement. I'm like the other 5 songs, it could be bleeps the whole way through
Yeah.
if that's your style. But you know, in order to push or promote the
Exactly.
project, Hot 91, trust
Hey,
me,
dog.
Ron TV, they're
You not
not gonna
waiting.
play it. Like,
Dog, I sent them with Jake with no
yeah,
picture. And they were
it
still like,
is.
no, it's too, that
Yes,
ain't it. And
yo.
I'm like,
Yes, it has to fit. You
what?
feel me?
Like, yeah.
So, like, when you're doing music, especially when you want to do more than just make music,
Yeah.
like, I know G Joint isn't there yet,
Yeah. Yet.
but we're making the steps to get there. And
Exactly.
in making the steps to get there, you make certain connections, and these connections are open doors. And these open doors let you know what they need in order to get through them. So if
Yep.
you're an artist, you know 91, they play local talent all the time,
Yeah.
but it
And
has
not
to
just at
fit
night
a
neither.
certain criteria.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, when you come to me and you like, man, hands of time, yo, that's completely clean. I'm like, I recorded that specifically because I knew I was going to be sending it to
Right.
DJs. I knew I was going to be sending it to radios, and all of them, they'll tell you, clean MP3 version.
Yep.
So, you know, instead of going back to your engineer, which you probably had no problem with, but instead of having to fine tune everything, take it from jump. Write a
Yep.
dope verse, write a dope
Exactly.
track without profanity.
And that's
You'd
the
be
thing.
surprised. Yeah.
You can still get your point across without saying all the extra junk. If you put the time into it. You know what I'm saying? I got songs people swear I cussed in. He said not one curse word, but I still gave that energy like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's rhetoric.
Yeah, dog.
Being able to convey a certain message. School, I call it verbal judo. You know, so being able to deflect certain things, but then communicate that point across in a way that the target audience is able to receive it.
Exactly. Because in New Virginia, I ain't cussing it.
Just dope.
And that junk hard. I mean,
So,
now I can't speak for everybody that feature on it, but me and my verse on the hook, still got that same message. And people like, damn, I want to get on that. You know what I'm saying? That
get
junk,
all of that hating, gotta stop
exactly.
that. Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. How did that's I call that making the kids eat their vegetables. Let's put some sugar on their broccoli. You know what I'm saying? Sweeten it up for them. They're like, oh, it's all right. It's not that bad. That's all. But dang, okay, so you done dead gone for real. You kind of low key ran through my notes without me even having to. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like organic and natural. But I'm gonna get into some questions.
Oh, yeah.
Let me cross off the first 20.
It's
Cause,
first 20. First.
yeah, yep, we did that. Yep, we said that. Well, I say, yeah, you got wife and kids now, don't
Oh,
you?
yeah,
How
yeah.
many
What's
kids?
up, baby?
How many kids you got?
2 kids. I got a
Oh
son,
man,
daughter.
shout out to the family. How y'all
Son,
doing?
4. My daughter about to be 7. She getting old.
Man, you know what's coming around the corner next,
Oh,
boy.
yeah. She'll be married 10 years this year.
That's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like, yeah. So
Come on,
that's
man.
it's different, like just different growth, like levels growth. I remember being out there.
Hey,
Like most of us can remember. I know some of
yeah,
us may still be, and
I ain't.
you know,
I'm,
but thinking looking back, it's like, man, I have grown so much, and just fortunate the past 10 years, the man I've been able to become, the husband I've been able to become, the father. It's been the most mirroring challenge that you will ever face. You can either make excuses
Yeah.
or you can grow. If you make excuses, you'll be miserable because your kids are going to be there and they're going to continue to mirror that.
Yep.
Or you could decide, hey, that is me.
Yep. All the way.
That's me, and let me eat that. And like I say, that kind of goes back to, like you say, being able to look at yourself. Take that trip up the staircase.
Yeah.
Self-examine. And a lot of people can't do
Sure.
that.
A lot of people can't.
It hurts.
Like you said, when you start a family and you have one, oh, you go see you.
Oh yeah.
You go see you for sure. Some type of way it's gonna pop up. You like, damn, let me go holler. Hey, I didn't figure this out. I need to get this so because I see it in this one and I don't want them to carry that. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to self-examine and self-love and all that. Like,
It's a vetting process even for significant others. And consider this, my daughter probably will get married one day, which
right.
means there needs to be a son or, somebody's son that I hope is well. It's different now being a father, seeing her grow up, her interactions. She, little kid no more. Like even me, like I'm not 20 no more. It's like, man, I see things a lot differently now. And again, I'm hoping that the gentlemen my age are instilling, in their sons and daughters,
For sure.
in their nieces, nephews,
Yeah.
all of that, because that next generation is a byproduct of us. So,
Say that.
as watch this. I don't like going to fast food restaurants. One, the food ain't good really, but it be the attitude. Like it gets to a point. I was telling my students, I was like, it's gonna get to a point where people would much rather deal with the robots
Yeah.
than the people. We went to McDonald's the other day, and the attitude was so bad just because I said hi. And it was like, well, what did I do to you? But it's like, I remember a time where you would go to a fast food restaurant and you would be happy you went.
Yeah.
Now it's like, man, I'll never go
You
there
don't
again.
even enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
It's like, a little. And it's like, because I got certain restaurants I be like, man, I can't go to this one. This is a good one. This one is trash. They service is trash. This, like, and it's like, even with the restaurants now, it used to be a time and play where they took it more, you know what I'm saying? But you do got some customers that are there gonna rub you the wrong way, but you
Correct.
can't let that spoil. You still in job, you still gotta be in character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So nowadays it's like, I'm for real, you gotta be in character.
You're right.
You throw that uniform on, you ain't Lil Tay from the block no more. You dead gone Terrence at
Yes.
McDonald's or
Yes.
Burger King or whatever. So just play the role. It's just for the moment. You know what I'm saying? All movies end. Every show ends. You know what I'm saying? So go in there, play your role, do what you gotta do just for the moment. But I don't like the fact that now, whenever I go somewhere, I gotta tell them this. And my pops used to always do a shout out my pops. He's always do like, hey, I want my junk fresh. Make everything fresh. You shouldn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, you gotta go there because they'll give you something. And if you worked in a restaurant, you know what's
Yeah.
refried and what's old and what's this and what's that. So it's like, nah, make everything fresh. You gotta say that now every time you go somewhere.
Because it's
Like,
it.
it's crazy.
That same mentality spills into homes. Short tempers. I for one, I go to therapy. I love my therapist. He an OG, but I was one that dealt with a short temper. Unchecked, that could lead to some very bad. Again, some of us is listening, watching right now. As I'm saying that, is probably having flashbacks, of their childhood. Somebody that dealt with anger that was untreated.
Right.
I would hate that, for my children. Especially, not seeing how easy it is to deal with it, because it's hard to do, but once you start taking the steps, it's like, man, I can do this. Like, I can overcome. Like, life does not have to be this hard. Maybe I am holding myself back. Because, once I got down into the nitty gritty, I was like, I can't blame nobody else. Like, I can't blame my pops.
Yeah.
Can't blame moms, or can't blame the fact that my second grade teacher said I won't gonna make. Like, how long can I hold
Can
on
I
to that?
exactly?
Like, you
And
know.
that's a very strong key point because people that hold grudges and resentment and this and whatever, at the end of the day, it don't hurt anybody but you. It ain't hurting your pops, it ain't hurting the teacher, it ain't hurting this. They don't forgot about it. They don't even know what you mad or what you hurting for. You the only one that's still carrying that pain. You grown now, you still holding it like a baby. Like, no, I remember when. Like, how much can you cry over some junk, dog? So, and you was one of the first persons that I know of my peers that even talk about therapy and therapy. Because when we was talking about music, I was like, damn, boy, when the hell you start doing music? He was like, I used to, and it started like this, and I was just trying to really release something and this, and then I started being this, and then I started growing it. I was like, okay. So it's more therapeutic when I initially spoke with you about it before, and just hearing you talk about a therapist and all that. A lot of people, especially when it comes to black men, they ain't trying to hear that. We just mask our everything, mask our pain, our feelings, our emotions. Nah, dog, we human, just like everybody else.
Oh
And you
yeah.
gonna want that junk to fester and harbor into something worse where you do commit a crime or you go off your rock or you do something stupid that you go be like, damn, what was I thinking? Like, and black out type junk. So definitely deal with it. Deal with it.
You know, I have friends whose children have been taken by the father who snapped. More than one friend. So it ain't like it's just been one. I've had quite a few fathers, again, who probably didn't plan on it
Exactly.
that day. But again, because it was something unresolved, the thing that you didn't think that you would do, you wind up doing. And again, you have to understand that you're human. A lot of us don't realize that.
Right.
It's like you say, in taking care of the health, a lot of us don't take care of our health because we don't realize that at one point, at some point, this here is going to shut down. It's not going to function the way it did when we were in high school.
And we can see that.
I can't go to Ft.Phurious. Ooh, that cheesesteak. I can't go to Ft.Phurious
All
every
that stuff.
week like I used to. Woo. Boy, that's some good memories though. They OG and there, man, they hook it up. If you from Hampton Roads, you know Ft.Phurious, you know. But I can't go there like I used to, you know. But it's all about growth. It's all about development. I forgot where we were going with that thought. You know.
Oh no, man, we had dead going, cause yeah, dog, I told you we dead gonna be flowing. But nah, we was talking about the family and the wife and kids, and then it went on from there. So that's how we got there.
M Green Enterprises. What up, y'all go check out M Green Enterprises. She not only is a public speaker, therapist, life coach, author, Reiki master. She got her own clothing line.
Okay.
Laura Green, what's up, baby? I love you. Keep doing your thing. Keep
Appreciate
growing.
the show, man. Black love.
Yes, we got podcasts. We do all that. The Floor is Yours podcast. It's called the Culture podcast. And just so many other different things. Family is a beautiful thing. You know, whether you're married, whether you're not, if your family is still, your family still reachable, touchable, love them.
Yeah,
Cause
for
we at that
sure.
point now where we get it. Like we starting
Yeah.
to see stuff, and it's like we know time is not infinite. We understand the finiteness of our time.
And not only that, we got peers that are no longer here.
Wes, love you, brother. I could go down the list, but
Boot.
whew,
Then on Breon.
yeah,
B.
it all hurts. It all hurts.
Man,
Travis, Norview. Ah man, list goes on. List goes on.
people steady dropping.
You know, and that's why stuff like this is important. That's why it's important. We're able to get together, show it's still all love.
For sure,
And
man.
we all still connected, and that Book of Pride, it won't for nothing. Class of '08, we were dope for a reason.
Yeah, man.
Yo, did you see when they showed the
Was it
Tremaine, rest in peace. They showed the old Booker T News intros. Did you see?
Yeah. Stato showed those shots. Stato, he shared on his page,
Shoot.
and Dorico, everything he had on his page. Yeah.
Good times, man.
Yeah, dog.
Man.
Man.
Now watch this. It's dope. Like dope as it is dope. Do you realize the different things that we were exposed to in our teenage years? Being because remember we the ones put together the videos and the
Yeah,
songs
yeah,
and
yeah.
running the news. It's like, yo, we had access to all of that. Like, no wonder we're accomplishing so much. And they take a lot of that
I
out.
don't even know what Booker T got going on
It's
now.
like they take a lot of that stuff out. It's like I don't think they have. Like I remember when they took out the wood shop. I remember the electronics program. Mr. Farrell, that was his teacher, ninth grade, 2004, and that class lasted for 2 years. By 11th grade, that class was gone. Like that whole.
Cause I think they end up doing Votech.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go there and kind of get the trade or whatever.
Wood shop, they had a first robotics.
I
Miss
remember
Laurie
that.
did that. And then like our senior year,
She was
they
doing the
didn't have it no
graphic,
more. Yeah.
the CAD and all
Uh-huh.
that junk. Yeah.
So, it is unique. It's unique. But yeah, love your family. Love your family, your extended family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm certain with your name, brethren. While seeking the wisdom of the first wonder, wise Will woke up winning the most wanted. Walking on water, seeking the life holier. Wreck with the intensity of the ultimate warrior. Illuminating the ignorant with common sense. Imposter syndrome indoctrinating the innocent. Iconic, illicit, infamous infusion. Important information, illustrious inclusion. Living life while living large, I let it loose. Liberating a lifestyle, not for the loot. It was written, inspired, lyrical increments. Inside thoughts manifesting as illegitimate. Endangered species epitomizes with excellence. Force an evolutionary trance with enthusiasts. Eschatological with end time energy. With eloquent evidence affirmed by Willie. That's how you do it, brethren.
Loving your peers and
Yeah.
extended family and everything.
Oh yeah. And then but beyond that, like I said, I know wanted to mention, just calling out volunteer work and the organization is kind of how we talked about. It is a huge need. Like I'm a part of the Hampton Roads Community 200 plus men, as I mentioned, and what we do is we mentor. Like it is a men's group, of course.
Right.
So it gains access to a lot of connections and whatnot. This past week we went to the General Assembly up in Richmond. We took about 15 young black teenagers, suit and tie. They had the blazer on, dope ties. They had the pins, very well dressed, and they were able to see the legislation process as it was happening.
Right.
Who knows? That may inspire one to be like Aaron Rouse, and run for state senator, one day. But we need, gentlemen, we need guys because the mentor groups. There's a lot of us that have multiple young men that we're mentoring, which isn't a problem. But we would love to get to a point where we got enough guys that it's like one person per mentor. But it's like 5 or 6, because the numbers are, so small. Shout out to, other organizations that are, putting out work. Prince Hall, Freemasons out there, y'all doing y'all thing. Shout out my last South Hill, 197. It's just a lot of work. And again, as we're getting older, I now start to see the need in how, I remember back in the day, Norfolk State used to have a summer camp. I don't know if you were part of it.
Yeah. I remember state
Oh
summer
my
camp,
goodness.
man.
In fact,
Damn.
like I say, rest in peace, Cornell Small, aka Bud. I met him there.
Man.
Like he was my first best friend. I met him at the Norfolk State summer camps. And then thinking back how everyone there was a
That's
volunteer.
crazy, dude. It's crazy that you say that, man. I was always thinking about that camp and look, certain cats I met. I'm like, damn, I wonder who this person is or who they is now, or what they.
Yes.
Damn, Bud was cool as hell, though, man.
All of everyone there was volunteers. And it's like, man, it will be like that's what we're missing. It's like then, it's so much that you gain from these organizations that, the level, quote unquote, it levels you up in class, the networks, the connections, confidence. you know, all of that happens, and of course it spills over. You know, the things that you learn, hygiene. Like what I'm teaching in my mentoring group is these young brothers hygiene.
Right.
They 12.
Yeah.
They just now figuring out what
Exactly.
must is. Like,
Such
yeah,
that my grandma
like,
put me on the net.
but you'd be surprised how many grown men
Dog.
don't know hygiene.
They know how to get some Gucci belts and
You
shoes
know,
though.
class, just just suit and tie. Like
Yeah.
you may not wear a suit and tie every day, but do you know when to wear?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
I
Like
can't even flex. I gotta get a suit. I got some dressy clothes, but I don't own a suit, and I do want to get one
you feel me?
for sure.
But you know, it's like just certain things like that. Like they definitely help. I have benefited, you know, from it. And you know, I just encourage you all, you know, brotherhood. We know, we see, we understand the necessity of having brothers around you, men around you, because you can't trust everyone.
Nah, you cannot.
So when you do have opportunities where you have a chance to network and get that brotherhood, that fellowship, the unity, friendship, as we're getting older, we see how necessary it is.
Nah, for
And then
sure,
the
man.
young brothers, they'll see it. They'll see it in us, and then see it in a positive sense, because they still got gangs. Oh my
There's a
God.
lot of organizations out there that ain't.
I didn't realize how much gangs still existed.
Yeah,
Like
this
we
ain't
had
red
Bloods
and
and
blue
Crips.
no more.
Like I mean, we had Bloods
This
and
ain't
Crips.
hoods and red
It
and
ain't
blue. It's
that no more.
everything
No.
nowadays.
Oh my God, it's so many of them, and it's so discreet.
Yeah,
Like it ain't like it was when you know.
yeah. When it was, yeah. We
So-
always had a way of putting it out. You know, something like they had to, when you couldn't wear the bandana to school, they started wearing the beads,
Dude.
the do rags, and the this and the hats. Yeah.
So you know, go out and join it because they see it. You know, don't be afraid to host a cookout. You know, with the brothers, and then invite the young gentlemen in the neighborhood. Like, go to the park. You remember the park out Poplar Halls over there?
Yeah, right there.
I remember
Basketball court.
the coaches always used to have that joint open. Dudes running football games, basketball games, and the coaches just grilling. Hey, we out there playing.
Exactly.
It won't even in season. Like they were just
Exactly,
doing
we
it.
just something to do.
You know, give me.
But now it's like, even though it's different, times is wild, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's still a certain way to go about it. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
do it.
At the end of the day, it ain't too far that it's lost.
Correct.
Cause still out young part, they got the community garden or whatever. They have functions out there. People come together and it's peaceful. But of course they addition or whatever, they had the cops there and everything. And they should, because the time is like
Necessary.
yeah, you got to. But
Shout out Watergate.
yeah,
That's chicken.
Watergate one end, and they're gonna shut the street down and people out there enjoy themselves. So even if you gotta go down to the police station and get the the permits and everything and do it up right. Hey, look, can we have at least 2 cop cars or something before we wanna have it? All right, cool, do that. It's no problem with that.
Hey, don't be afraid to do it either. And that's coming from the civics background. These all they're really there to serve you, even like your mayor. Like, don't be afraid to reach out if you're hosting events, and because that's good for them. That helps those officials. But also understand that those officials come with a huge network. They come with supporting for your events.
Next thing you know, you're on the news.
Exactly. So, you know, Teams with a Purpose, they've been putting in work for years. I remember seeing them at Booker T when we were there. You know, open mics and poetry and seeing how, you know, so like connect with them and you know, get your police officers come out, get your permits, have the block parties.
Exactly.
Because the community needs it. The world needs it. I kind of love what this turned into because it's like a cry, not even to bring it back to how it used to be, because it could never be, but to make it better for the present and for what's coming.
That's it, man. Because
It's not.
to be honest, it ain't a good direction. And somebody we gotta stop watching. and start stepping up and doing something. We can't just keep, oh damn, this crazy. Every time somebody getting shot, oh this and this. Like, okay, what you can do about it?
Yeah.
What role is you gonna play? You gonna keep hiding behind the damn door and just live in this world, dog. Change it. Do your best you can. It's ways to do stuff.
Oh yeah.
If you really want to do something and make a change, but we have a copycat. Honest with y'all, I know I said something about a copycat mentality, and I don't know what else I was gonna say after that. But yeah, people got copycat mentality. People don't want to just be themselves and stay in their lane, do what they best at. But whatever the thought was, y'all get the gist of it. But I ain't gonna hold y'all too much. Anything else you want to dig on?
Y'all go stream the music. Stream the music.
Oh yeah, definitely tell them where they can find you.
Shoot. So all G Joint Productions is on anywhere you can find music. Apple, iTunes. You still got iTunes right now. Apple Music.
Yeah, Apple Music, iTunes, iPads.
Spotify. YouTube is there though. Catalog here. This is the first project I released, Souls of Vern EP. Again, this is in homage of my aunt and grandfather. My aunt named Laverne, grandfather's name Lee Vern. 8-track EP, very rough in its sound, in me finding and figuring out, who I was musically. That led to the Rasta Master. I also had a name change. Here I'm under Trey G. Here I go by Phurious Stiles. This is where I could say I really found my voice. When it comes musically, you can hear it. Not only just the production, a more diverse sound, but then even the content, the vocabulary. We was having a conversation, just some of the tracks, like Pain Body. The Pain Body, that is, believe it or not, a story of my first suicide attempt. I almost drove off the side of a bridge, work truck. But then kind of going back, learning from it, and then kind of the conversations I've had with self to navigate through it. My alter ego's close, locked up in my head. I know that word because we've been practicing, dropping pain to a range. Listen, we nice with it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then right in the middle, KD the Queen, the crossover EP, 7-track project. This is a very unique sounding project. Always said KD is like a mix between like Eve, Queen Latifah, MC Light. When it comes to her rhyming.
Lauryn Hill.
Lauren, she can sing too, yeah. She got a little
exactly.
voice too. So, excellent sounding music. All of this is available online. We got hard copies available if you're someone that still supports hard copy music and appreciate the novelty. Definitely reach out as well. Are we closing already? Like,
Yeah. Let me close out. Yeah. So, all right, look, man. It's your main man. House has been CoucH Talk with my main man, Phurious Stiles, and all I need you to do is wrap up, get the people an inspirational moment. I'm gonna get off this couch, let you do your thing. You got the floor, my brother.
I appreciate you, man.
For sure.
Peace, world. Life is good. Life is beautiful. I typically do a quote, even when I'm in school, right? So I'm gonna give y'all a quote, and let's see what we can break down on it. Aldous Huxley is the gentleman's name, and his quote reads, "If most of us remain ignorant of ourselves, it is because self-knowledge is painful, and we prefer the pleasures of illusion." Chasing smoke, as they say, us caught in the funhouse of mirrors. The reality is, though, that mirror, the thing that we're running from, is ourself. Because the only way we'll make any progress, any change, only way we can become the best version of ourselves, and that's really what it's all about. It's really just you. Just as said earlier, we oftentimes hold grudges. The reality is the pain that we feel in holding that grudge, only we can feel it. The other person is not feeling it. So don't let the pain of the self-examination keep you from attaining the good feeling of the healing that you'll receive after. They say weeping endures for the night. Joy comes in the morning. Those painful, they always say that evening or nighttime is man's enemy. But once that sun begins to rise, that's when you'll see those moments of transparency, those moments of being real, those moments of being honest. That sun comes out and shines light on it. And then you can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Y'all remember that old song. But that's real. It's reality. Then you stand there as a man and say, yo, I'm glad I went on and took that journey. You know, versus keeping it and bottled in, versus feeling that pain that'll eventually turn into a cancer. That pain that you're feeling, trust me, is there for a reason. If you don't address it, it will eat you alive. So even this moment, beyond the music, beyond the teaching, beyond the fraternities, go within yourself. And if you could take the moment to address yourself, I rest assure you, the feelings of anxiety, depression that you're feeling, it won't be overnight, but by and by, moment by moment, time by time, you'll see yourself better and better. That progression, you'll see it change. You'll see the difference. But what you'll exude, that energy, that light that radiates from you, will be all the more the testament that the work was worth it. So peace. They call me Grandmaster Teacher Phurious in the schools because I teach above all with Phurious Stiles, Coach G. Catch me on all social media, all that. Reach out to me. It's all love. I want to see y'all be the best version of yourself. So run this back. Absorb all the nuggets. It's there for your learning. Peace.